All right, music fans, welcome. Harmless Dave here on the Harmless Dave channel, talking about music and music related stuff. In this episode, talking about another one of those, I don't know if you call it a mystery health issue. Could be genetic, could be based on stuff that's happened before. But it is interesting. And so I'm going to talk about it in real time for a few real people just like you and just like me. Of course, I'm going to get the whole, well, you're just a conspiracy theorist and none of your stuff has come true. No, there's nothing has come true. I can link you if you're a patron on my channel and you want to watch a really riveting documentary about the stuff that happened in 2021. I have the link. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to link it here because of what happened before with my other channel, and people have even sent me messages saying, "See, you shouldn't have done that stuff." And so I'm trying to, keep it quiet, but I am going to talk about this because it just looks kind of suspicious to me, like many of the other ones I've covered. Now, if you think there's no relationship between what happened in 2021 and some of these stories that have been happening in recent years, that's fine. I could be wrong. I've maintained throughout this that I really hope I'm wrong, but it doesn't look like I'm wrong. Okay. It just doesn't look like I'm wrong. And so it's not about me being right. It's about, we're never going to do this again. That's what it's about. We're never going to do this again. So Mark CHESNUTT, who is Mark CHESNUTT? Well, see, I'm a 90s country guy, which is kind of weird for a lot of people because I'm into all kinds of music, but I loved the 90s country. If you go get the Sirius XM radio station called Prime Country, you're going to listen to all the music that I like from that era. So this guy, Mark CHESNUTT, who has a great voice, had a whole bunch of hit songs, Going Through the Big D, one of my all-time favorite Mark CHESNUTT songs, but Bubba Shot the Jukebox is another one. I know. I guess for some people, they just can't relate to this kind of music, but I really enjoy the music of Mark CHESNUTT. So he was rushed to the hospital after something happened yesterday. According to WBRZ, CHESNUTT was supposed to open for Alabama, who are out there, and I believe Alabama's original drummer is back with the band, which is cool. I didn't really talk about that, but that was kind of a cool breaking news thing. I didn't. Sometimes I'll put videos out like that and people won't care. They're like, yeah, whatever. So I think it's kind of cool that he's back. Was it Mark Herndon is back? I think if that's correct, that is his name. I could have the pronunciation wrong. So he was set to open for Alabama, and the venue issued a statement saying that the country singer had been hospitalized for medical reasons. They say traditional leaning country singer. Neo-traditional would have been a fine term to use there, but okay. The head of CHESNUTT's management team. Can you believe he's got a management team? He's got a management team, and the management team issues a statement, not a band member. Okay, and I'm kind of relating to some of these videos they do about Journey, because supposedly they have someone overseeing, but it's always the individual guys that are talking. So this guy, Tony Conway, tells the Eastern New Mexico News that the 62-year-old Too Cold at Home singer, that's another great song. Just some of these songs, if you go back and listen to the words, I mean, the heartbreak, the level of heartbreak in these songs. This is why 90s country is so good. He is suffering from, now get this is kind of a weird combination, low sodium and extremely high blood pressure. I mean, I'm not a medical expert, but isn't it a lot of sodium that would cause the high blood pressure? So I don't know what's going on with Mark CHESNUTT. Now, he did struggle with alcohol for years. So people are going to say, well, he was an alcoholic and so forth, and now he's paying the price. Well, he's sober now, but maybe the damage was already done. And that might be true. But if you go back in time a little bit, he had a fractured spine back in 2023, which required back surgery. Okay. Um, that is probably not related to anything. But in June of 2024, he experienced what they called a heart health issue. A heart health issue. Notice the vagary there. Is it a clogged artery? What is it? It caused him to undergo emergency quadruple bypass surgery. Yep. Okay. It says here that, he battled a serious alcohol problem for years, according to American Songwriter. Scored his first country hit back in 1990 with a tune called Brother Jukebox, which was played a lot. A weird thing about Mark Chestnut is he covered the Aerosmith song I Don't Want to Miss a Thing. And later he regretted it because he felt it strayed too far from his traditional country wheelhouse. And that with all of the bro country and rap country and bad R&B sounding country, which is currently on the radio, that's a guy who's true to his craft. So I've not listened to his version of the Aerosmith song. I bet you he does a good job with it because he's a great singer. So obviously, we pray for and wish Mark Chestnut well. Nobody knows, and this is the great or horrible thing about this. It's great if you wanted to perpetrate this on people, all right? It's horrible if you wanted to get away with perpetrating it on people. People come along and say, there's no correlation. Yeah, you're just speculating. You can't know for sure, and that's the point. You can't know for sure. So what did you learn from this video? You learned that all of this could be happening in a very stealth way. And if you start to question anything, people are going to call you a nut job for doing that. And that's the brilliance of what they did. All right? Because even if this isn't being perpetrated on Mark Chestnut, I can guarantee you it was perpetrated on a lot of other people. And like I said, 62. Oh, he's 62. That's really old. Well, that doesn't give me a lot of hope. If 62 is really old, then I'm kind of screwed right now. Anyway, folks, pray for justice in this matter, in this issue, even if I'm just using this as an object lesson to get my point out there. I pray that Mark Chestnut didn't do the thing, as I like to call it. I pray that that's something that he avoided, but to get back out there on the road, a lot of these musicians, they had to do it. It was part of the protocol, that evil protocol, which will go down in history, I believe, is one of the worst things that was ever perpetrated on the human race. But that's just me, right? And what's the big deal? Anyway, folks, if you're expecting just a straight up video about Mark Chestnut, sorry about that. He's a great singer, though. Go check out his work. If you're not into this kind of music, I get it, but I'm a huge fan of 90s country, and best thing you can do is get a Sirius XM subscription and listen to Prime Country, because you'll hear all of his music and a lot of other great stuff that they don't play on country music stations anymore because it's too good. It's just too good. See you soon.